Joined by President and CEO Brian Dietz, I'm Patrick Osterman. Welcome back to another edition of MDH Minute. And as you can see, we've gone on location this time. We've shown you the photos, we've shown you the video, we've talked about this quite a bit in our previous MDH Minutes. So Brian, we thought what better way as we get ready to open up the MDH Drive-Thru is to come out here on location for an MDH Minute and showcase the inside of this to everybody.
Yeah, this is a tremendous setup. We're really excited to get it up and running and provide a climate-controlled environment for the public to come for their lab draws, their vaccines, their flu shots, whatever we can put out here, we're planning on putting out here.
Well, Brian, first of all, congratulations on a project well done. Can you describe what the process has been like going from project concept to project reality?
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. We learned a lot starting March of last year. In fact, it was this month last year where the federal government required us to push anything, all visitors and patients out of the hospital to be tested for COVID first. That's what brought about the tents, that's what brought about the containers. We didn't have a choice, we had to do it immediately, so we set up a makeshift setup in the parking lot to provide the separation for our patients in the hospital and visitors in the hospital. And during the last year, we learned a tremendous amount about how that works, how popular it was. The feedback we received from people going through the tent was incredibly popular. And so therefore we thought, well, wouldn't it be nice to do something in a climate control environment? We could do it year round. And we learned a tremendous amount from the very brave staff members who were out in that freezing cold weather for the last 12 months making it work. And they were telling us what works, what doesn't work, what they'd like to have if we did a permanent building. And the completion of this building reflects all of their collective input in terms of what they'd like to have if they could have a better environment. And it also reflects a response that we have to the community in terms of listening to what they're telling us about how much they enjoyed not searching for a parking spot, walking across the parking lot, walking down long hallways, registering, then going to, let's say for example, the lab to have their lab draw and then they'll leave. You're talking a 2 to 3 hour process some days. Whereas here you can just drive right up, pre-register, have your blood drawn, have your swabs, anything, flu shots, vaccine, and just drive right out in minutes versus taking hours.
So Brian, you brought people here on tours. What's been their response when seeing the building?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think they're really taken back. It is very well done. I don't think there's anything that hasn't been thought of. Thanks to the staff, thanks to Brittany, Jimmy Rogers, Adrian. We tried to think of everything we could that would allow us to have a self-contained, climate-controlled environment that we could utilize for these services year-round. One of the many things we learned from the staff repeatedly was to be sure to include bathrooms. So we have bathrooms included here. You know, we have rooms where patients can get out of their cars and walk into if they needed to sit and do lab draws or get their vaccine. I think they've thought of everything. So they're really excited to get going with trying it out and seeing how it works. You know, the floor is heated. It could be 30 below outside, it could be 100 degrees in this building. We've got 4 heaters dangling from the ceiling, plus we have central heat and central air conditioning. So we will never again have any problem whatsoever with climate control for any patients that come through here or staff members that work here.
Well, when you talk about the car exhaust, and now we've got vents to make sure that is taken out of the building as well.
Yes, Jimmy and Adrian worked with the city to assure that whatever requirements we had to have so that to allow for the car exhaust to suction it out of the building while they come in, turn their engines off and receive services is included in the building. We just in fact were inspected yesterday. We passed inspection for the building in flying colors, so we're all ready to go.
Now, my personal favorite feature of this is when the garage doors open, the heat's shut off, and then when the garage doors close, the heat kicks back on. That's my personal favorite. What is your personal favorite feature, or do you have one?
You know, I don't really, I'll tell you what, my biggest concern was that we design a structure and a building that meets all the needs the staff told us they have to have. And they were absolutely right, so I think they thought of everything. You know, I vividly remember many Saturdays walking over to the tent and seeing the staff in there freezing You know, we kept adding more heat, other ways to make it comfortable. But there were many days where it was just miserable to work that shift and to be over there. And so that was a high level of motivation for me to assure that we haven't missed a thing here. So there were a lot of discussions about, okay, what are we not thinking about? What else do we need to be doing? And I can't imagine anything we haven't thought of. And it's all been baked into this building to assure that the staff has everything they need to have a comfortable environment. And as importantly, so the patients have a comfortable environment as well.
Exactly, positive patient experience in this building.
Absolutely.
So the storage containers were moved just this week. We've got signage up. We've got interior signage, as you can probably see on the video. We do have our signage up and going. And you can kind of tell as you look around, we got a lot of space in here.
I know, it's a big building. The footprint of the building is 40 by 100. You could actually have 12 cars in here at a time. So when you come in the entranceway, you can split into 2 lanes, as you can see from the signage behind us. And we can process a lot of cars, a lot of patients through here very quickly. And you know, just the way everything's been designed, we could have plenty of cars just lined up outside as well, bring them through very quickly, give them their vaccine, give them their flu shots, and move them on out. And it can be done in minutes. So we're pretty excited about it. It's a good building for the purpose. It'll last for many, many years. It's all insulated. I mean, it's ready to go, and I can't think of anything anyone has forgotten to include in here to assure we provide a really high quality service for everybody.
One thing we do want to go over all the services involved, because we kind of touched on that a little bit already, but just so everybody knows, one of the more popular features from this past summer is being able to do outpatient lab draws in here.
Right.
So you can do adult and pediatric lab draws out here. You can also do the testing for COVID, test for strep, RSV, and influenza, and you're really getting back to offering that convenience factor of drive-through medical services that really made this, the tent, past summer so very popular around town.
Yeah, we learned a lot from this, and what we also did, just to assure that we optimize what's done out here, is we transfer the management of this over to our clinical laboratory. So everything done out here is going to be surveyed by the Clinical Laboratory Association, as our main lab is, and it's the same group that certifies all labs across the United States. And so everything here is going to go through the same inspection as if it was sitting in the hospital. And that was important to us. So Brittany Dahl and her staff, as well as Dr. Jones, Jennifer Jones, our chief of pathology, are overseeing the operation out here to assure that the quality levels meet all national standards, and that we're doing everything the way we would just as if it was sitting inside the hospital. So nothing's going to change here whatsoever. We're just providing a more convenient venue. And we're pretty excited about it. We expect to see this really take off and be as popular as the tents were, in fact, even more so, because it'll be totally, as it is now, totally climate controlled and very comfortable for anyone to drive in, stop their car, and have whatever done necessary and just drive on out in minutes. We're pretty excited about that.
Well, of all the services we offered, you mentioned flu vaccines. Hopefully at some point in the near future we can get to COVID vaccines. Brian, you've been vaccinated twice, I've been vaccinated twice. This could potentially be another source where people can get a COVID vaccine. Stay tuned for more information. As we said, we're keeping our fingers crossed. Hopefully this could be another location too that we could potentially offer this service.
Yes, absolutely. I think in years to come, flu shots, COVID shots are here to stay. COVID's not going to go away. And this will provide just an ongoing, very convenient way to have it done. You know, we've utilized the containers on this site as well because they've become a beacon for the first tent setup. And everyone knows when you see the white containers with the red crosses, that's where you go for the service. And you'll see them here around the building. And we're really excited for how this could really grow and expand services and offer just a much more convenient way to deliver care.
Well, a lot of people to say thanks to MDH Board of Directors, you know, first of all, for voting on this and making sure that this has happened, everybody in administration, really all throughout the organization. Certainly a facility to be proud of. And come Monday, March 8th, we're going to be open for business.
Yeah, you know, it's funny. Another way it's just occurred to me that it would be a scary thought to have all the experience and learn all we learned from the tents and to not do this. because the people of McDonough County responded in just a robust way about how pleased they were with the new way of offering these services. And when they see this building and drive-through here, I think they'll all be really, really pleased with the caliber of the work that's been done, how warm it'll be, or air-conditioned, either way. Doesn't, it's ready to go for a nice, pleasant experience, climate controlled. You're not going to get rained on, you're not going to get snowed on, there's not going to be any flooding. It's ready to go. We're really excited.
And just like you would with the drive-through tents, you're going to enter from the south side and exit on the north side. And again, Monday, March 8th, it's been a long time coming. We're looking forward to that date. And make sure that if you need to get your outpatient lab services, any COVID testing done, we'll be open for operations on Monday, March 8th.
Great.
Well, that goes for another edition of MDH Minute. For Brian Dietz, I'm Patrick Osterman. Thanks for watching.